hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We are very excited to have you here today. It's the presentation of the finalists of the AI Hackathon. We've been working really hard on this, and we are really excited to have the team, the finalists. If you're here, of course, you worked really hard and you made it to the finals, and I'm very proud of you. Very, very proud. Well, my name is Indira Guzman, and I am the director of the Mitchell Hill Center for Digital Innovation. And that's pretty much how we had this idea of AI hackathon, thanks to working with Avanar. And I'm going to be very brief. We have very little time for our introduction, but I want to give you some of the numbers. We got like about 320 students who submitted their challenge solutions. More than 60 judges, most of them from industry. So we're very grateful to the judges who have been watching the videos and scoring them. We got 5 sponsors and a 10K for prizes. So I want to briefly describe some of we're going to talk a little bit. Before we go, I want to thank everyone for the judges, the sponsors. Dr. Wyrick is here with us. She's the Associate Dean of the College of Business. And we have been working really hard with that. I have Dr. Lin and Dr. Zhang and myself who have been organizing this. So if there's any complaint, let us know. Yes. But yeah, thank you. So Dr. Lin is going to talk about the case.
All right. So hello, everyone. So thanks for the introduction from Dr. Guzman. So we're really thankful for so many great people together. And what's new about our new method for the hackathon is that unlike traditional hackathons, usually you have 48 hours to deliver something. That's more for computer science style. We're doing it as a two-way runway. And Dr. Ken John also have a 1 month ahead start training the student, especially business school student. And it turned out the majority of participants were business school students, which is very different from the traditional hackathon. So they have more time to come up with a business solutions that's both a business and technical viable. And second is we focus on business first design. So it's the only CSU hackathon of this scale built around business school. And we use a gold standard vibe coding tool, Codex, sponsored by our CTO office, as well as OpenAI. So they gave us great support to make it available to all the participants. And it's first time ever across all CSU campuses. And then finally, we have a paid sponsor challenges. So we're going to introduce our sponsor pretty soon, and many of them are already sitting here as the judges. And this is another innovation. We have 5 industry sponsors and define real problems from the AI workforce tools to simulate market research, etc. So the students are solving real business problems with advancing AI tools. And that's here what students said. So those are students in their own words, and also great job for the student who filled out the surveys. So we have all those participants, 80% of them was able to do a match, and here is what they said about their experience, and pretty much echoing what we try to differentiate ourselves in this hackathon. The first one is they emphasize the teamwork. So in the AI era, oftentimes people think now you can do one-person business, right? One-person startup. But we find out that teamwork is very valuable for the student to bring out diverse skills together. And student praise about this kind of diverse combination with the technical expertise and business acumen. So one student say, working with a group was really helpful. I understand AI to an extent, but wouldn't have been able to create a product without help and direction from my team. And it turned out they learn from each other. And just over this 2 weeks period, we found out that the before and after testing of AI knowledge and AI application integration ability was statistical significant and 99% confidence level. So that shows another great intervention by group learning. Second is we are solving the real world applications. So student mentioned, I enjoy learning how a real business use AI for real applications, like thematic market research for Neo Smart Living. So one of the sponsor Neo Smart Living's here. Yeah, so they this challenge is co-sponsored by AYTN and the Neo Smart Living. Neo Smart Living provide the real business contacts, and AYTN provide the technical support for that. And using the real data from the real market research that's been conducted on the nationwide panel. So students really appreciate that, the real applications. Unlike before, a lot of hackathon, they come up with ideas. And finally, student mentioned idea to prototype link. So I strongly agree that hackathon was a valuable and engaging experience, applying AI concept to actual industry problems used was the highlight. So those are some representative quotes from our students. And finally, why this matters for education in the AI era. According to a famous quote from our keynote, the barrier to AI in the coding is judgment, which problem to solve for whom and why it matters. So specifically, we achieve three things. We lower the technical threshold, so the business school students especially can work with more technical advanced students like in the computer science to co-create some products, and business is driving it. And second is raise the business standard, so sponsor-defined challenge equivalent to real industry, our RFPs, and students must understand the market problems and not just the model. So they have to solve something that our sponsors are willing to pay for it. And finally, we've proven that this education model in the 2 weeks with no prerequisites, students improve the AI literacy and build a real prototype. And that's what you're going to see today. This is what business education in the AI era will look like. All right, so that gives you a quick overviews on our innovation. Let's see if our keynote is online now. Let me see. I think there might be some technical issues under our keynote, but I think he should join in any time, and we will reintroduce him during the period. But we do have the honor to have Dr. Lo joining us as the keynote speaker. And for those not familiar with his work, he's a math professor at Carnegie Mellon University, and is a world-renowned AI educators, and also he's the coach, national coach of Math Olympiad team of the United States. And he's a really a big proponent of AI and combined with the business and what he called a social entrepreneur together. And Dr. Lo believes the future belongs to those who think creatively, not just those who code. And his message is that AI changed the rule, but the human judgment, communication, or originality are more essential than ever. And so he will give us a talk on Think Different. That echoes with our theme for today. All right, so I think we can proceed for the next item in the agenda, since there are some issues with our keynote.
Hello.
Sure, yeah. So the next one we have is the sponsor introduction, right? Is the webinar here? Okay, yeah.
Okay, so before we continue and as the speaker joins, we wanted to introduce our judges, and we have representatives from Avanade, Isaka, Orange County. So I don't know if any of the Avanade representatives would like to speak. Pretty much just here, while you're here and
Yeah, sure. I'm James Dirks. I am the practice lead for AI Workforce for Avanade. Pleasure to be here. I'm excited to see what you have.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vid Meyer. I'm new to the area, just relocated to the Orange County. And my role at Avanade is the go-to-market for customer engagement. I spend most of my time helping organizations to bridge the value on what AI makes possible and what really drives value in the real world. Happy to be here and look forward to learning what you guys have prepared so far. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. My name's Mark Levine. I run our United States group for applications and custom applications and infrastructure across the U.S. for Avanade, and super excited to see what everybody's built today.
We are so grateful for our advice. Oh, are you with Avanade?
No, I'm not with Avanade. I'm with a different sponsor.
Oh, you're the other sponsor, Rob.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Hi, I'm Rob Kaiser. I am with the Insights Association. I'm the treasurer of that group. It's a volunteer organization. It's something that's free, by the way, to all students and anybody interested in market research and insights. You can talk to me about that afterwards. I'm also in charge of a group called PSB Labs, which is a market research company on advanced analytics and AI innovations, and I'm excited to see what you've all put together.
Hi, I'm Jason James. I'm here from ISAC Orange County. We are a not-for-profit that works in the Information Security Audit and Controls Association. Students are free to join. Basically, what we're about is once you get your fantastic degree from this location and you go and get a job, you'll need to continue your education because technology changes rapidly, and that's what we're about, continuous professional education. So please look us up, ISAC Orange County, and we're really pleased to be a sponsor of this organization.
Hi everyone, my name is Pradeep Simha. I'm the president of ISAC Orange County chapter for this term. So as Professor was mentioning, right, so for next 5-10 years, so this will be the vision for the students, right? So you have to build in the real time, learn from industry standard. So we are here to help you grow and make sure your vision is successful, right? So thank you, Professor.
Hi everyone, this is Siva Bangamala. I'm the Vice President of ISAC OC chapter. Really great to be here. Thank you.
Hey, good morning everyone. I'm one of the faculty member at Cal Poly. My name is Cervantes Lee. I'm actually trained as a restaurant and real estate guy, starting from a Panda Express endowment teacher at UNLV. 2 years ago, come back. I'm also a faculty director for entrepreneurial innovation. So I will share you about real estate and maybe a lot of operating business, even in the AI world. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see so many folks that I've come to see as often as I have lately. My name is Albert Fattal. I was previously at the Federal Reserve developing artificial intelligence, and I've since moved permanently to in my opinion, the best place in the entire world, Southern California here. In addition to that, I serve as the vice president at the Alumni Association, and in my experience, I have seen some of the finest I've been so impressed, some of the greatest artificial intelligence projects at Cal Poly Pomona. I've seen a whole lot of artificial intelligence initiatives and projects, and I have to say Cal Poly really takes it away from me. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other amazing projects around AI and its implementations, both in business and philosophy and a wide range of components. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are very grateful with the sponsors. Thank you so much. And was there one more?
Yeah, let me just give them the
okay.
topic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all the sponsors. I was able to kind of pull off the track topic behind the scenes while we talk. So thank you, Avanar, again, for sponsoring the tracks. And this 30 years that we're working together. So amazing, as you can see how we grow on the Orange concept. And thank you, Asaka, for joining us. And we know you were there last year as well as the judges. Thank you. And so we have Inside Association. So thank you, Rob, for joining us. So the Inside Association, as Rob mentioned, you can also sign up here for the membership. So free membership students, and also have industry membership. So for Inside Association this year, what they are trying to build is how they can connect those volunteers with the students together to advance their career events, so they can get to know the inside industry better and get them some job opportunity. Actually, right before the event, Rob sent me some job posting from PSB Insights and related to AI and using AI as one of the methodologies to analyze unstructured text data. So that shows, so everyone here, if you're interested in job, make sure to talk to Rob. And Rob, he also teaches at UCLA as adjunct professor there. Right? Once upon a time, yeah. And yeah, he's a chief methodologist, so in charge of both qualitative and quantitative methods at the PSV Insight. And he's the treasurer of Inside Association's West chapter. And we also have Ming here. So Ming, and he's co-found this company called Neo Smart Living, which is making modular space for modern living. So they call it Space Pod. You can put it in your backyard. So here's one of the real demo from their clients, making it into video studio, music studio. They also have make it into a gym studio in the backyard. So it's selling very popular. And in this challenge, we help them to explore their market positioning. And what's the best way to target Southern California and eventually expand to the whole United States. So if you're interested, you can scan the QR code and you can see they have a showroom in the Chino as well. So you can actually explore it over there. And I also want to give a special thanks to AYTM. So their sponsor judge who couldn't be here today, but Director Molly Strong was able to sponsor this project to give us the 3 sources of data. So that we have data from my student class in the market research company for Neo Smart Living. We have the data from national panels by AYTM. They sponsored $6,000 research credit to collect the data. And then finally, we have the Simulate project that our finalists were going to present. So we can see that this kind of the evolving trend of market research and how we can blending the real data with the synthetic data, and how can we draw the best lot of when to use what. All right, so that's the brief backgrounds of all our sponsors and the overview of the different tracks. All right, so now I think we're ready for the participants' presentation. Okay.
So this,
Before I continue this presentation, I would like to ask the crowd a question. So how many of you today have opened your laptop before 8 a.m. today? I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. Okay. What about after 10 p.m. yesterday? A lot of people in this crowd. So 83% of developers suffer from burnout. Not stress, not tiredness, burnout. 86% of workers suffer from burnout symptoms. 49% just 3 years prior. And according to the 2024 Stack Overflow survey, nearly 80% of developers are either miserable at their jobs or surviving. How many of you feel that way? And you can be honest. No one feels that way? A little bit? Okay, no one wants to be honest here. You can.
Meet Wellby. Work well, rest well, be well. Wellby is an AI-powered well-being companion built specifically for tech industry workers. It tracks how you work, learns your personal pace, estimates burnout risk, and when it sees you heading towards the edge, it nudges you back. Not with the lecture, not with the therapist chatbot, but with the 60-second breathing moment and a simple game of chess.
Here's how it works. Give me 1 second. You onboard first with your name and login, your work setup, your seniority, your tasks, your planner, daily, weekly, and monthly. It watches your actions, your tasks per minute, your task patterns, your rhythm, not because it's spying on you, because it's learning you. When your burnout score climbs, it doesn't alarm you immediately. It whispers first a gentle toast notification. If the pattern continues, it speaks up with a banner. If you're truly in the red, it opens a model and asks you to take a break. You can snooze it, you are always in control. That break matters. We built a 60-second mindful breathing session directly into the app. And after each completed session, let me try that one more time. After each completed session, your burnout score reduces by 1/10. And yes, there is a game lounge, snake, chess, tic-tac-toe, Uno, because real rest isn't staring at a wall. It's changing something.
We've also built in an additional Google Chrome extension, so it works in the background as you work. As you can see here, we see the extension, and we have a little mood and stress checker, which actually updates the burnout score as depending on what you actually put. We also have some it'll list your current task and also list the planner tasks. But if you just want to look at your tasks, you can just press the button and it'll say planner snapshot. And it'll just have your sync to Wellby planner that stays here while you browse and you work. Our burnout prediction model was pre-trained on a real data set, the Kaggle Are Your Employees Burning Out dataset, using random forest, SVM, and linear regression. The trained models live in the models directory, no retraining required. It runs to a local Flask API on port 5001, and the backend proxies it gracefully. So if the service is down, the app still works. our facial fatigue detection is powered by Google's Media Pipe Face Mesh, 468 3D facial landmarks combined with DLib Shape Predictor trained on the iBug 300W dataset. It measures your eye aspect ratio and blink rate in real time to detect fatigue signals.
The camera feature is off by default. The user must actively toggle it. When it runs, every frame is processed locally by a Python service on your machine. Nothing is transmitted. Nothing is stored. Facial coordinates are computed in the memory and discarded in plain language privacy notice. Notice appears before the feature can be enabled. This aligns directly with the API guidelines and the AI's wellness tools and must not be substitute for professional mental health care. Wellby does not diagnose, it does not counsel, it does not respond to crisis. It prevents, supports, and brings awareness. Exactly what the challenge asks for. All data stays on your device, all modals are open source and MIT licensed, all guardrails are built in, not bolted in. And for users that wish to gather more insights on how this is calculated, we have some information based on facial fatigue reading, how the scale gauges their burnout risk, their standby, lower current burnout, moderate, and high strain. Additionally, your on-time rate as well as late completion are calculated into your burnout rate zone. As you can see, I let some tasks go overdue, and maybe my burnout score went a little bit up, and that has contributed to being a keep an eye out for my burnout reader.
70% of tech workers say their employees aren't doing enough. Wellby is what enough looks like. It's not a replacement for a therapist. It's a colleague that actually notices when you haven't eaten, when you've been in flow for 6 hours, when your eyes are starting to close and says, hey, take 5, you've earned it. We are Wellby. Work well, rest well, be well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Priya,
I'm Timothy.
and today we're presenting Career Copilot, our solution for the Avanade AI Future of Work Challenge. Our goal is to turn career uncertainty into a clear, personalized path forward for students. Today we'll walk through the problem, our solution, how it works, and the impact it can create. Students don't lack ambition, they lack a clear path forward. Right now, many students don't know what their next step should be, so they feel stuck or unsure. The resources that are available are scattered across advisors, websites, and platforms, making them hard to navigate. And more guidance is generic, not tailored to each student's background, interests, or goals. As a result, students feel overwhelmed, stressed, and constantly second-guessing their decisions.
So our solution, Career Copilot addresses this by creating a personalized step-by-step roadmap for every student. It uses the classes, skills, experience, and interest to then recommend what they should do next. It also connects them to real opportunities like internships, projects, and campus resources they might not know about. Instead of guessing or relying on scattered advice, students get clear, actionable guidance that they can actually follow. Now I'm going to do a walkthrough demo of the site so you can see how it functions and what it works. So initially when we start, every student's asked to upload their experiences. This could be resumes, projects they've done, presentations they've completed, any type of work, any type of file, and then we go through. They can also add their LinkedIn profiles, a portfolio website, anything like that, and we look over it. Then we ask them a series of questions to get a better understanding of who they are, where they're at currently, and what they're looking to go, and if there's any specific areas or careers they want to explore. From there, we generate a 2D infinitely scaling map that allows them to see and track their progress as they go along. So when it's first generated, they can see where they're currently at, explore different areas that we think they align to best, and then click deeper into those areas. They can click into operations, get a better understanding of the role, how they currently align, what they're missing,
They can click deeper into specific roles within operations, see the skills they have, what they need to gain, and it shows them direct path forward and what to do next, how to gain those missing skills, and progress further. Then there's the recommendation tab, which allows them to gain these skills by providing projects to go over, projects to go over. It shows them projects, classes to take, courses to use, clubs to join, outside resources they can use, links them live to current live roles within those based on job boards that we pull from. Then there's the evidence section. So as they complete these projects, as they complete working classes, they can go ahead and upload the evidence or just speak naturally to it. Tell us what you did, tell us an event you attended, and it will go ahead and build out their map and show their progress and track it as long as they do. Then there's the path comparison, which allows them to compare two paths side by side, seeing where they currently stand and where they can go next, and how they compare side by side. Overall, Career Copilot aims to tell you where you're at currently, how to move forward, and what to do next exactly. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of detail how the stack works. So initially we start by using AI to read through the documents, understand the skills that lie and experiences that they've developed through these. We take that profile of skills and experiences, then we map it onto a data set from ONET, which has 900 plus roles and skills. We overlay that to compute the best fit of careers that align with scores, generating a score, and show the skill gaps. From there, we use a multi-factored scoring model, which ranks the career paths by fit, readiness, achievability, giving the student the current and generate the map. From there, we take that generated map and overlay the live data from the resources such as campus resources and external data sources to then show specific clubs to join, classes to take, career fairs to attend, advising resources, and jobs to look into. So what sets us apart is four main things. We're campus specific, so we align directly with the campus, pulling information that students might not otherwise know exists. There's plenty of resources on campus that are not utilized to their fullest experience, so we aim to allow students to gain those experiences. Evidence-based, so whatever they upload is the evidence. We look at the skills they've gained from labs, the classes they've taken, to better understand what they've actually done and where they're at currently. Everything's explainable, so you can go in there and see why this is checked off, what marked this skill. Maybe you didn't know that you gained this skill. We'll show you that you have this skill, and you can use that further in your roles. And it's lastly, it's student controlled. So they own the data, they tell us where they want to go, and we show them how to get there and how to use the resources to go there.
Why it will be adopted. This solution works because the market already pays for career tools. Platforms like LinkedIn, Handshake, and Coursera show that students are already investing in their futures. At the same time, universities are actively spending on tools that improve student success and career outcomes. This gives us a clear and realistic entry point, selling directly to universities. By adopting Career Copilot, they can improve engagement, retention, and long-term student success. Built to be trusted. Trust is essential for a platform like this. That's why we focus on transparency, so students can clearly understand how recommendations are made. We prioritize data privacy and security at every stage of the system, and we design for fairness, ensuring that all students have equal access to opportunities and guidance. This creates a system that both students and institutions can confidently rely on. The impact of Career Copilot is both immediate and long-term. Students gain clarity, confidence, and a clear plan, reducing stress and uncertainty. Universities benefit from higher engagement, stronger outcomes, and improved career placement rates. And at a larger scale, this helps create a more prepared and more competitive workforce. Career Copilot doesn't just guide decisions, it derives measurable results and helps students move forward with confidence. Thank you.
The first three groups, please go and come here. We can have a Q&A session. The first three groups.
Hi everyone, I'm Sal. I have Phil right here, Dat, and Victor. We are Higher Path. Every year, millions of students graduate not knowing if they're qualified, the problems they have in their resume, or how to prepare. We built Higher Path to change that. You've seen our background. Let's show you what we made.
So hi everyone, my name is Dad. I'm the lead technical PO. So I have Victor here. He's opening the app live app right now. So this is a deploy products. Our demo role is supply chain analyst. The resume is loaded. In-person physicians is private for privacy. So which reflects our responsible AI commitment. Step 2, skill gap check. This is powered by the ODAT database, the US Department of Labor's official occupational skill framework. Strong matches, partial matches, missing skill, or label, or grounded in real job requirements, not guesswork. Students show strong fit with a clear coaching or not on where to add evidence. For step 3, mock interview. One role-based question, AI generates for this specific role. The student type their answers and receive a structured coaching, what landed and what to sharpen. Step 4, action plan. Everything is inside into a prioritized professional plan, resume improvements, skill priorities, interview coaching in one section. So from loading to action plan, just 2 minutes.
So what you just saw was built to solve a problem that's hidden in plain sight. So students aren't failing, they're flying blind. 56% of students don't feel ready or equipped for the job market. 41% of recent graduates are underemployed, working jobs that don't require their degree. And 2 in 5 choose a career path but have no idea how to navigate the market to actually get there. Lastly, and the class of 2025 submitted 24% more applications per job than last year, just to get the same result.
So the thing is more efforts, less direction. That's a problem higher but solved. So the 4 steps you saw, each in the demo, each answer a question every student is already asking. So am I qualified? The resume analysis tell you exactly where your evidence are strong and where the gaps are. What should I fix first? The skill gap check maps your resume against a real net job requirements, not a guesswork. How do I get the interview ready? One real question, real AI coaching on what landed to what to sharpen. What do I do next? A prioritized roadmap, not a list. A next step you can act on today. So every output is an evidence base, not a keyword listing. We show students what's actually in the resume, not what it fits or doesn't. Scouted in ONET plus a live job posting to stay with the current market demand. No black boxes, no guesswork.
Thanks, Nat. I'm Phil, and I want to talk about something that separates a good hackathon project from something that actually gets used. We thought carefully about how HirePath reaches the students who need it most. Right now, HirePath is live, deployed, and available free to any student. No account required, upload a resume, get results. We've already validated it with real occupation data. Year 1, we licensed to university career centers, white label option per seat subscription model. We're ready to begin pilot conversations with CPP's Career Center. Year 2 and beyond, API integration with Canvas, Blackboard, and InStructure, embedded directly in career readiness courses. Millions of students across partner institutions. And here's the key insight. More users means better skill mapping, which means better outcomes, a genuine data flywheel. And why now? Skills-based hiring is up 70% among employers. A degree is no longer enough evidence. Students need to demonstrate skills, and HirePath gives them the tools to do exactly that. And because HirePath influences career decisions for students in a vulnerable moment, we take our responsibility seriously. We've classified HirePath as a medium to high risk system under the NIST AI risk management framework. That's not a disclaimer. It's a commitment that shapes every design decision we make. HirePath supports preparation. It never makes hiring decisions. And we've defined a dedicated AI ops role with authority to pause the model immediately. No engineering approval required. No scoring on appearance, accent, or expressions. Every flagged output goes to human review within 48 hours. Every recommendation is based on what the student actually wrote, compared against what the role really requires. That's what explainability means in practice. Our post-launch roadmap includes a dedicated AI ops hire, monthly fairness reports, and an annual third-party bias audit. Full NIST compliance is targeted within 12 months of launch. So what does the world look like while HirePathing? So what does the world look like when HirePath is working? Students know exactly where they stand before they apply. Career centers get scalable coaching beyond office hours and capacity. And for society, we democratize access to career coaching regardless of the network, family background, or zip code. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are the Scam Shield team, and our main goal with this project was to make cybersecurity guidance simple, fast, and easy for everyone. My name is Isabel.
My name is Lisette.
My name is Brian.
My name is Frank.
And my name is Natalie. Sarah couldn't be here with us today due to a school project. Okay, so first I'm gonna do a quick demo to show our prototype. This is our prototype. As you can see, the interface is very simple, so any user can use this. First, we have here the box where the user will paste the URL or the email, or he can upload an image. We click on, here we are gonna use one of our samples. This email sample. We click on Analyze, and the first thing the app does is to do a local redaction, deleting all the personal and sensitive information from the user to ensure privacy by design. The app gives the risk label, and it provides the top 3 reasons of why it was labeled this way, so the user can actually learn from it and build confidence. And also to take the user from a state of uncertainty to really know how to do it the next time and be prepared. We provide a specific next step that he should follow. We also provide a quick tip so we can turn this digital thread into a really learning moment. And finally, the user can download a report. We just click in this button. So he can send this report to the IT department or the teacher, depending on the situation, so the incident can be documented.
So now we're gonna look at a real life example. Aura is it's an identity theft protection company, and just last month they confirmed a data breach that released almost 900,000 records. All of it happened because one employee was targeted with a phishing scam. This employee shared their credentials, and the attackers were able to access the employee account for almost an hour, and they were able to steal thousands of sensitive information. This shows that a simple human mistake can make a major effect on a company.
So what do you do when you get a suspicious email? At first glance, it looks completely normal, which makes it difficult to identify whether it's safe or not. Users often have to stop think, and determine if there are any red flags, such as urgent, unusual links, urgent language, or unknown senders. This process can be very confusing, especially for non-technical users, and mistakes can happen very quickly. That's where our solution comes in.
So with those considerations in mind, we introduced Scam Shield. Scam Shield is designed to help everyday users that may not be familiar with cybersecurity jargon to handle suspicious messages in a simple and concise way. Users can input a message either via screenshots, or they could copy and paste their message into the system, and the system itself will analyze it for potential risk. From there, the system will break it down into manageable steps or actionable steps to inform the user and also at the same time educate them. So that way in the future, they can be best protected and of course not put themselves at risk. So instead of guessing, putting themselves at risk and the organization at potential risk as well, they're able to make a more informed and safe decision overall.
All right, so in our system, we have the traffic light system. So as you saw in the demo, we had the red for high risk, and then we also had the green for safe. But the reason why we had it as safe was because for a non-technical user or a user that is panicking because of how the email says or images, putting it like that allows them to calm down and be able to absorb the safety tips instead of making it unclear while being accurate. That can cause more issues for the user. And then for yellow, it could be suspicious. And then we also provide the reasoning, as we showed in the demo, to educate the user and provide insightful, actionable steps and reasoning. And we also have the capability for IT escalation for review, so that a non-technical user can forward a possible suspicious message to higher up, so that they can analyze it further. All right.
Thank you.
Hello, we're the Fish Busters, and we created an AI cyber safety coach. I'm Emily. I'm Elizabeth. I'm Akari. And I'm Giselle. After a long day of classes, you check your email. You receive a notification that you did not pay tuition and that it's due tonight, but you thought that you already paid it last week. The email looks like every other email the university sends. So, in a panic, you click on the link in the email and enter your credit card info. The next day, you ask your friends if they got the same email, and they tell you that there has been phishing emails going around that mimic the university. You wish there was a way you could double-check the validity of the email in a short amount of time. This is where the AI cyber safety coach comes to the rescue. And next we'll show our live demo. On page, you can see a quick overview of what it does. Essentially, we created an AI cyber safety coach that helps everyday people check suspicious messages and links, understand the risks, and learn how to stay safer online. Here we have a step-by-step explanation of how everything works, but we'll get into that more later. We also have clickable sample test cases that take us to our analyze section. So this is our analyze section, basically the core feature of our application. Users have the option to either paste an email or text message, as well as a URL. We added a privacy mode feature that automatically protects sensitive information, giving users the confidence that their data is secure. For the actual analysis part, The auto mode utilizes OpenAI for a live dynamic evaluation of the input, which generates context-aware insights and responses in real time. In addition, local rules are also used as reliable fallback, providing clear and consistent scoring based on common scam patterns. So for the example we're going to use, we provided a fake email that goes along with our narrative of the university tuition payment emails. So we're going to click analyze. So after clicking analyze, the app returns a risk label of either safe, suspicious, or high risk. But instead of just giving a label, we explain the top reasons behind that decision, like urgency or suspicious flags, so users know exactly what to look out for. We also provide recommended next steps, such as avoiding clicking links or verifying through official sources. To keep the experience supportive, we include a confidence note that avoids alarmist language and encourages safe decision making. We also show a privacy-aware preview, meaning any sensitive information is redacted before being stored. Finally, we include a short teach-back reminder to help users remember key safety habits. So over time, they build confidence and recognize scams on their own. Next is our history section. It includes a simple trends view showing how many items were marked safe, suspicious, or high risk. Below that is the recent scam log, which keeps track of each scam the user has created with timestamp, the input type, whether it was a URL or a message, which analysis engine was used, a redacted review, and the final risk label. Finally, we have our educate sections. This gives users quick, easy lessons on cyber safety. Each lesson takes only about 30 seconds and includes a short quiz at the end to help them reinforce what they learned. For example, here's one of the lessons: how impersonation scams work. Scammers often pretend to be a bank, delivery service, teacher, boss, or family member. They borrow familiar names and logos to earn trust before asking for money. And here's a common scam warning sign: "Hi mom, this is my new number. I need you to send money today." So now the user can take a quick quiz. What is the safest way to respond to a message from someone claiming to be a trusted person? Send help first and ask questions later. Not quite. Verify using a phone number or contact method you already know. Correct. Our tool is user-friendly. It's easy to use, especially useful when you're in a rush. Has easy to understand wording, and the UI creates a calming environment, encouraging users to not panic, but rather be proactive about phishing. Our product is different because we're doing more than just analyzing threats, but teaching users how to recognize them, know the why, and take next steps. In addition, we made beginner-friendly platform so anyone at any age with a cybersecurity background can understand what's going on. In the future, it would be great to add more personalized feedback as well as find a way to safely connect the tool directly to messaging platforms. That way users can get instant feedback. We would also like to expand on our risk labels and include a what happens if you click so that users can better understand. Thank you for listening.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So our product is Cyber Coach. This is Min, and I'm Alvin. So kind of to reiterate the problem, a lot of people are still getting scammed. I think scam is growing by the day. And so to solve that, we build Cyber Coach, and Cyber Coach will help bridge the gap between complex cyber threats and plain language safety guidance. And we'll have Min demonstrate the demo for us.
Since the churches already know the problem space, so we just want to jump straight right in how cyber coach works into higher risk situations. So this is our landing page of the application. It's just basically telling what does this application do. So so we have 5 scan mode in our application. So for right now, I will just jump straight right into the 2 main scan suite that we have. So the first one, I will show you the deep document scan features. So here, I have a document that looks like a normal billing workflow. So it uses a trusted name like Microsoft and SharePoint and DocuSign. So what makes it different from just reading text is that from just extracting the text is that just one second. So what would make it different from just reading from just extracting the text is that CyberCoach can also extracting the embedded links, compare display text against the real destinations, check keyword payloads, and then flag a risky file trait like macro or spatial analysis limitation. And it may take about 30 seconds for the result to pop up. So if you can see in the result over here, so the document is flagged as a high risk of a 42 heuristic score, and the main concern is the impersonations. It tries to pretend to be a trusted domain like Microsoft or SharePoint to steal credentials. And on the right card, we can see that the recommended actions for the user to take for the next step. And next, you can see all of the specific signals and key findings and scan details in the document. For example, like password request, urgency within 24 hours, misleading SharePoint prompt, and invoice password. And moreover, and it also checking for the QR code destinations to basically modify the user of the risky file link domain. And also, CyberCoach doesn't just rely on AI only. It also first run explicitly local checks on things like urgency, impersonation, suspicious domains, and add another second layer of review to summarize the risk in human language and compare the model judgments. So as a result right here, on the church side, both models of Claude and GPT model independently agree on a final risk level, and the app show, and so which means the app doesn't just one model just making a guess. And the heuristic score right here is just not a black box. Each warning category is at point by the severity, and the app show which category contributing the most. And last but not least, it's also allowing the user to copy the report to send that to IT. And the next interesting features that I want to show is the Call Guard live demo. So this is designed for the moment when someone is actually on a suspicious call and need help before they comply. So I have a very demo audio that try to present from an IRS. I will show you. So I will start by listening.
To reach you. This call is officially a final notice from IRS, Internal Revenue Services. The reason of this call is to inform you that IRS is filing a lawsuit against you. To get more information about this case file, please call immediately on our department number 253-214-4667. I repeat, 253-214-4667. Thank you.
Stop. So what happening here is very straightforward. The transcript accumulates over time, and the voice signal hints are tracked. In the backend, update the result continuously instead of just waiting for the call to finish. So the user can get a live warning while the scam is unfolding.
So this is just behind the scenes. So we have our 4 layers. So first is the PI redaction. Second, we go through the 29 heuristic checks. Third, we go through the dual model AI. And finally, the consensus with the final risk verdict. So how do we keep CyberCoach safe and reliable? So when the models disagree, it will always result to a more cautious outcome and never returns anything, returns safe on disagreement. And for the heuristics fallback, we ensure to have 29 static checks that ensures reliability, and it will continue to work if the AI is down. And due to time constraints, CyberCoach just helps transform cyber confusion to clear actions, and we built this around one belief. We believe that everyone deserves a security expert in their pocket. Thank you.
All right. Hello, guys. We're Team JShare, and I'd like to start off by introducing all of our members. So our team is split up into two divisions. We have our business division, which consists of Ryan Skoka, Celine Liang, who couldn't be here today, and me, Hovik Nurian. Our CS division consists of Jessica Pinto, Arakel Hagopian, and Arin Boyajian. We're first going to start off by showing you guys a live demo of our product, and then we're going to get into our presentation.
And now onto our demo. First of all, we chose to use a mobile platform for people on the go so that they can use it wherever they are to scan, check into events, and register for new events. First, users create an account with their school interests and areas of expertise. If they sign up as a student, they get the student experience. If they sign up as a board member, they get a separate professional-facing experience focused on volunteering, speaking, judging, and outreach. For this demo, I'll start with the student profile. On the homepage, students can see their profile, XP, rank, and progress. They also get school-specific event notifications. Students also have access to IA West check-in from the top right. This supports both QR scanning and alphanumeric event codes. The purpose of this is for IA West to send its board members that are volunteering at events specific codes that students can scan. And when students scan these codes, we can actually track their progress to see whether attending more events with IA West members leads to long-term membership in the future. In the volunteer page, students first see a calendar of future events. Below that, they can register for events and then unlock tailored volunteer recommendations. The For You section ranks opportunities using interest, expertise, school fit, and past activity. If the student hasn't registered for anything yet, the app falls back to their interest and expertise. At the bottom, students can also switch the school context if they want to explore opportunities at another campus. The farm page gives students a gamified progression system. As they earn points, their Bronco grows, unlocks accessories, and the farm expands. This turns engagement into visible progress and gives students a reason to keep participating. The badges page tracks milestone achievements. Students unlock badges for things like first event attendance, hackathons, networking, and participation patterns. The IA Hub is a personalized discovery hub built from IA-specific data and approved public sources. It includes events, speakers, contacts, schedules, and curated feeds. For students, the IA Hub also includes a direct path to the official IA West page, so they can become an Insights Association member today. Now I'll switch to the board member experience. This version keeps a shared account system, but the app behavior changes. Board members are verified during account creation using position details, and their experience is centered on outreach and volunteering rather than student attendance. On the board member homepage, users see their leadership XP, upcoming opportunities, request statuses, and office progression. Instead of a farm, board members progress through an office journey. As a student member, local event attendee, mentee match, young professional, and finally, a corporate member.
Thank you. That was our live demo. We're going to move on to our slideshow. So who is IA West? Who is? At the center of this challenge is IA West, the West chapter of the Insights Association. They connect students with industry leaders through events, mentorship, judging, speaking, and volunteer opportunities. But because they operate with limited resources and volunteer-led contributions, what they really need is not more effort, but better infrastructure. The problem for IA West. The core problem is fragmentation. Opportunities are scattered, volunteer matching is inconsistent, and there's no clean way to track university engagement that actually leads to stronger involvement and membership growth. That's why the connection to universities stays weaker than it should be.
We also validated the student side directly.
So in our interviews, around 91% of students say they usually hear about events through their email or Instagram or word of mouth. 73% say that they would have attended events had they known about it prior to it happening. And 100% said a personalized app would help them attend events quicker and easier. Speak louder, it's going to reverb more. This creates a real opportunity for iOS as students want the relevant opportunities. The iOS members want to engage with students, and the university are already posting these events. So the only thing missing is one component to bring them all together. So how we're at a high level, Bronco Boost does it discovers opportunities, it personalizes recommendations, it drives participation and tracks the opportunities. And that is the main piece, tracking opportunities, as iOS will know what they're working with instead of having to just guess. So here's our matching end. Our matching end is explainable. It uses schoolwork filtering, profile data, weighted scoring to rate the most relevant opportunities for students. It also looks at the fit, timing, interests, and history. For IA members, it prioritizes roles like judges, mentors, speakers, or panelists based on experience to prior participation. So the system isn't just showing more events, it's surfacing better matches.
So we also kept the system responsible and practical, tripping on some privacy, fairness.
As we support check out for this.
No sensitive data. We don't use demographic-based matching. So we use a clear recommendation logic. So we start seeing as OEMs, then we expand across all IA customers using automated discovery in partnerships with institutions. And we also added sponsorships, letting companies support events who connect deeply with students and create brand.
Also, could just be way too low.
So what makes Cronto most valuable is it takes engagement and turns it into something measurable. So IA can track discovery, attendance, repeat participation, recommendation qualities, and broad university impact. So that means more informed decisions, better matching, and smarter growing care time. So when we started to address this problem, we realized that iOS has the opportunities, but it needs a system to capture them, match them, and grow from them. And that's what Bronco Boost does. We turn from missed opportunities to measurable growth for iOS.
Hello everyone, we're Team Tuxedo and we're here to help out iOS volunteers. So currently iOS has access to tons of opportunities from Portland to San Diego, but unfortunately we may miss out on some of them because of limited insight. For example, the lack of visibility to the membership journey pipeline leads iOS at a loss to know what works best for students. And additionally, because there's no apparent algorithm, matching the right volunteers to the right events is difficult. And sometimes this leads people to be underutilized, while other people are overworked. That is why we created a centralized platform that helps discover opportunities, matches the right people, and tracks engagement.
And now, as a student, I will log into the platform and then use the platform. And for now, on the left-hand side of you guys, there's a tab, and this is where I keep track of all my activities and all of the events that I have been to. And in order to organize that, I do have a calendar feature for me, like to look into ahead what will happen next. And then I also able to connect with the guest speaker and friends after the event as well. We also have the award system to incentivize students to go to events more. And then if you might go back to the first tab, we want to showcase the recommendations that the system. We do have the system that recommends events for us. It depends on the student's interest and future as well.
Thank you, Michelle. Now let's say I'm an event coordinator.
the homepage. It has a quick overview of event info, quick actions, and upcoming meetings. We go to My Events. You can see this is where all the event info is located. For example, the AI for Better Future Hackathon has one open slot left. We also have a AI request match feature using our smart AI, where we can request volunteers. This is how we contact iOS. So matching is only part of it. Outreach still takes time. So how can iOS make that easier for an event coordinator? With our AI outreach agents, coordinators can generate emails, schedule meetings, and handle logistics automatically. All they have to do is approve and send. And lastly, our meeting section where they can schedule, join, or prepare meetings.
So, because iOS doesn't have a centralized platform where they can navigate all the events they have, as well as how to send out the human resource they have to all the events to then turn to member engagement. So this is where we have the admin dashboard, where a general overview is that you can see the complete system pipeline and everything that is going on. But more specifically, we will check out a volunteer tab. This is from the provided data set of iOS. And as we can see, the way that we are tackling under the utilization and open utilization is to have each of the volunteers have a fatigue index. We want to prioritize work-life balance, so we don't want to send a certain set of volunteers to training events. And therefore, this recommendation system will work just for us to be able to send everyone to every single volunteer and provide more opportunities that way. And going more into the pipeline section is where we can track engagement. And as you can see on this graph, where we can see the list of people moving through each state from being matched to becoming members. And it highlights where engagement is gained or lost. Going off to the next graph, this is where we can check pipeline by host, where you'll be contacting with the school campus event coordinator to see whichever has the better engagement opportunities that iOS can then turn students into a membership within the organization. For opportunities, here's the list of our database, and it can be sorted based on the topic that is relevant. And how do we get these opportunities? We are provided a data set as well as having an agentic web crawler that respects every website robot.txt so that we don't do invasive searches. And it only returns the events that are publicly available and then get passed onto the opportunity website. And to reduce overhead, we also have the option to quickly generate email. And as the iOS admin coordinator, you can then quickly set up meetings between volunteers as well as school campus staff for you to create more engagement opportunities between the organization and between individual campuses. As well as tracking QR code, these are deterministic. So every single match volunteer with their respective event would have a QR code that then can track student engagement and then converting more student interest into membership. And I just want to go into more our AI matching algorithm, which is rating the different factors from topic relevance, role fit, calendar fit, geographic proximity. And from here, as you can see, it returns the top 5. And another way that we have for continuous improvement is that if you see a recommendation that you don't think works well, you can decline or accept. And from there, it gets passed back onto the algorithm to change its weight and biases. As you can see here, where it can provide more weight onto a specific factor to increase better matching in the future. And as a responsible AI node, we only pull data from publicly available URL, and we acknowledge, since we are using an agent, it does hallucinate with how current LMM are. And so therefore, we incorporate human-in-the-loop framework, which is why the coordinator has the final say in everything. Because as you know, LMM does make mistakes, but humans have the final oversight in everything that we do. Since we're dealing with higher education, we also want to respect for public. And going back into our presentation for the growth phase.
To scale the solution, we follow a simple 3-phase rollout. First, we prove it at Cal Poly. We run engagement and equity.
Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.
Hi, we are the Claude Code crew, and today we're presenting the AI-powered market research prototype. My name is Anderson.
My name is Andrew.
My name is Kennedy.
My name is Adam.
Okay, so market research usually forces a bad trade-off. It's either expensive and credible or fast and hard to trust. So our prototype is built to narrow that gap. What you're seeing right now is one complete run of the pipeline that we created, sped up from start to finish. The key point is that this is not just a fast AI output, it stays structured all the way through. It moves from pipeline execution to structured outputs, benchmark checking, and a final validation trail. In this run, we processed 90 respondents across 5 segments, used 3 models. The full run finished in 11 minutes, 55 seconds, and the cost was roughly $1.66. And this is what the real value here is. This is not meant to replace real market research. It's simply meant to narrow that what NEO should test next before committing real time and real budget. It gives a team a faster way to move from raw synthetic output to something more decision useful while keeping limitations visible instead of hiding them. That only works though because this is not just a one-shot prompt. Again, this is a structured 6-stage workflow: client discovery, customer interviews, survey design, synthetic responses, data analysis, and evaluation and grading part. It mirrors a real research process, so each output can be challenged instead of taken on faith. And because the run ends with synthetic versus real benchmark checks and a final audit trail, trust is part of the design, not simply an add-on.
And throughout the whole process, we go based off of personas to take these questions and surveys. We've created a config file and actually a UI in the front end to be able to allow the user to edit the personas, as well as the age and employment and things of that nature. This will allow the user to reflect the market that they want to test more accurately, and that makes the synthetic subject pool easier to challenge, refine, and rerun in a live ring.
And so this leads us to our first business insight for NEO, is that cost is the clearest friction point, but only directionally. And that direction matched both the real AYTM benchmark and our synthetic data as well. And so this synthetic data is actually overstated the magnitude by 20%, so 94.4% versus 59.7% in the real survey. So this is useful for deciding what to test next, but not strong enough to make a claim, a decision grade answer. And that is a limitation, but is also part of why the tool is credible. And so the next insight is where NEO should focus next. The property maximizer is the strongest follow-up segment from this run. The budget-conscious DIYer is the weakest fit and the most price-sensitive segment. And the message for NEO is that you should test next the practical value, which is permit light simplicity, fast installation, premium build quality, and financing clarity. So what makes that useful is the same practical story keeps showing up across the workflow. From the interviews to the segment output, homeowners want less hassle, clear value, and confidence that the structure feels premium.
Alrighty, and for this slide, this shows that it's not just a black box demo. There are many metrics that show you the reliability of the output of the AI models. And for these values, on our initial runs, we got low values, but we continued to test the variables on our project, and we found that initially we were measuring the wrong metrics. They were measuring separate persona AI responses, which is why the stamp survey metric is so low, but we've since improved it to accurately measure the model agreement, and the Krippendorf metric has risen to 0.29. And in our experiments running this pipeline, we discovered that these models are deterministic, and getting an exact match on the Krippendorf metric is impossible, since they're gonna answer the Likert scores differently just based on probability. So we found that the Pearson correlation coefficient, or the model agreement value, is much more accurate as it averages direction of agreement between personas and models.
Okay, so for NEO, the value is knowing what to test next. First, you want to validate the segment by starting with property maximizer instead of treating all 5 segments equally. Second, test practical proof, cost justification, 1-day installation, permit light simplicity, build quality, and financing clarity. Third, keep the audit trail attached. So synthetic runs are used to shortlist what deserves real world validation. Our prototype is faster, cheaper, transparent, and honest about its limits. And this is what we present for you today. And if you would like, we have a extra demonstration of the actual prototype as well.
Alrighty, so this is going to be our front end. This is our data analysis. There's many different metrics to show the distributions of the values. But the thing that I was most proud of here was the config file for the front end. It allows you to change the personas, the segments, even the benchmarks for the questions. And you could change the models as well as the survey schema and the profiles. There's a little bit of adjustment that needs to be done for the presentation of the data, but that is going to be our persona edit. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Yaza, and this is Kai. So our project is about grounded synthetic respondent lab. What we mean by that is, so let's say you have a product in mind, or you are a business owner, you come up with a product, and you decide that this product is wanted by this person, and this product, why do they need that, what problem they are solving, and then the main question here is why, or what stopped them from buying that project. There's a traditional way where we do market research. It's usually like give out the survey, and also like, wait for the survey to collect, and also provide the gift card and stuff like that, which is very expensive. And also at the same time, it's really slow. But in a case, if you look at it with the new AI trend coming up, okay, there's AI. Why don't we just ask the AI to answer it? If we do that, yes, AI will be fast. But one thing it will be missing, it will create hallucination, and it will have guessing without any context. So, which is really our project, is filling the gap. So our project is basically, what if we first build a realistic person and then ask the AI to answer as that person? So basically create a persona, provide as much as information as we can to the AI or LLM model, because LLM models are just like human. If we are given with the proper instruction, detailed instruction, we turn to do things better. It's pretty much the same way for AI. So for our project, we have a user, and user will define their target audience. And once the target audience is there, user will also define what product that element is answering, because that will give more context. And then once they're done, we want to provide what's the industry, what's the market looks like, is there any competitor out there? Because if you're a human, you are answering a survey, you want to know, okay, what's the other alternatives that I have if to buy a product or not? And then once that's done, we just basically provide the LLM with the survey, or we also have a feature, well, LLM and create a survey for the user based on all the information that we have been given so far. And once that's done, we have backends comes in. So what does backend does? We took the census data and we train an ML model with the census data. Basically, whatever the target audience information has been put, use the LM model as a probability definer to, let's say if someone is 30 years old, they live in a certain area and they have home remote, what's their likelihood of having other attributes that are missing in our app information. And also, we also look into the advising. There is a consumer spend data out there. We just basically provide it as a better information, or just to give a proper prompt for the element to answer. And lastly, we have some, especially for this NeoSmart, there's issue with like a building codes. There's a zip code issue. Some areas doesn't allow you to have ADU. So those information we have been giving in there, using the building code information data out there. And once that's done, we comes in the LLM. So what LLM does, based on all this information, it became a persona. It created that persona first. And once that persona is done, they choose the AI model, which model to use. There's like a different models that they have their own strength and their weaknesses. So for our project, we stick with a GPT and a cloud. And then once that's done, we got the result. So what happened here? The AI respond as a grounded synthetic responded and not a generic person anymore. So they are being prompted properly. They are being given detailed information, and they answer the survey. What that do, it's we are turned to have more reliable answer, and also we have a lot of reliability check here, so which make our app more trustworthy. I'll pass it to Kai to talk about our unique feature in our app.
Okay, thank you, Yaza. So before we move on to our next component, we just want to highlight some additional features that we have on our framework. So we have smart context ingestion, which means that, say you have an Amazon link, with product information on it, you can take that link and give it to the app, and it will pull the data, grab the data, and then use it to add context into your research. And you can do something similar by just taking a photo as well by using Google Cloud Vision API, and which is also implemented in our app. And we also have some reliability checks that Yaza mentioned, using sources such as US Census data, building code and zip codes data, stability analysis, and machine learning-based persona enrichment. Okay, so once we've created our synthetic personas, we have another component where you can interview these imitated audiences, and we can also add more context to the answers that you would, the questions and answers that you would get from our persona synthesization, and we can see themes, sentiments, and also you can have a conversation with them through chatbot format. And without further ado, let's move to our live demo.
So, so right here, as you can see, we have two options. For this demo, we will just stick with the NeoSmart. Just like I mentioned, we have audience information. They all fill out state. Their zip code areas, their age minimum. So basically define what their target audience is. Very detailed information's out here. And once that's done, you can leave a note as well. Once that's done, we will move to the product information. As you can see here, we have a Google Vision upload where Google Vision will go ahead and look into the information. The other thing that I want to point out here is we have an option called competitors information, and basically from here they can just run the option. We have two options here. Actually three options here. Choose a model and let me do this. Choose some models, split sample, mirror sample, and stuff like that, and then they basically get the result here. And you get all pretty much like this, how the survey data look like, basically a dashboard with all the question answer in detail. And the last feature we have is the interview chat box that Kai mentioned. Right here, you can basically come and talk, chat with them. Say like, how much would you pay for? The product, and then it can simply answer, and you can have like a live chatting with them as well. Yeah, that summarizes our presentation. Thank you.
All right, hey everyone, we're Team LeBroncos, and we built Pocket Buddy, an offline AI tutor for students who can't count on having Wi-Fi, because learning shouldn't stop where the internet does. My name is Leo.
My name is Kelsey.
My name is Nick.
My name is Michael. My name is Greg.
What's?
All right, here's the problem. Every AI tool out there, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, they all assume you have stable internet, an account, and a modern device. But for many students around the world, that's just not the reality. No internet often means no help, login requirements create barriers, and unreliable power means inconsistent access. The real gap isn't about inadequate technology, it's about accessibility to it.
That's why we built Pocket Buddy. It's an offline-first AI learning companion that runs entirely on device. No login, no cloud, no internet needed. It's designed specifically for students in low connectivity environments who desperately need academic support they can always rely on. Here's what it looks like. Here. We designed and 3D printed a custom enclosure that houses a Raspberry Pi 5 and an LCD screen with a wireless keyboard on the side. This isn't a repurposed phone or tablet. It's a device built specifically for offline tutoring. It's compact enough to toss into a backpack, and the keyboard-first design supports real writing, problem solving, and even latex math, as we'll show in the demo.
So how does it actually work from the student's perspective? It's simple. They type in a question and the on-device AI responds with a refined instructor-style response. There's no loading sprinter waiting on a server. It just works even with zero connectivity. So to prove that, we're going to do a live demo right now with no Wi-Fi, only local inference, and using a real student workflow. All right, sweet. So we have the device right here. A little big to fit in your pocket, but in future iterations, there's a lot of hardware changes we can make to make it smaller and more fitable. So as we saw, you went ahead, put in a question, and you press enter. It does take some time to load, but on the software side, that's something we could kind of make more user-friendly. So I'm going to press enter again and press, we have a clear command here. So I'm going to go ask a very simple educational questions. I just finished calculus, so let's try and ask a calc question. So what is the integral of x squared? Made a little typo, so I'm just going to quickly edit that real quick. The terminal is really simple. It's almost like just like a really simple text editor, and we just want the user to be able to put questions inside of it. So go ahead, press enter, and it's going to go load and fetch an answer. Like I said, we have a local LLM model inside, so no API calls to any internet base. You could access it anywhere. Big intention of not just students, but possibly even extensions to places where technology is not as advanced. So people who aren't as fortunate as the people who live in the US or other more modern countries can have the powers of LLM right in the palm of their hands. So we could see here that we have an answer from the LLM telling us that the answer to the question of the integral x, the integral represents area under curve, yada yada. So typical LLM response you would expect. So it does have its limitations on how we would use an LLM as well. Maybe sometimes we ask a question and it doesn't do too well, but overall the idea is that we have the power of this chatbot LLM at our fingertips when we need it. So if you want, while we go ahead and do the rest of the presentation, we have two keyboards here. One is more handheld use, but also we use a regular keyboard as well if anyone wants to answer and kind of use it as we go. So like Brian, we'll have that right here for you to use. If you want to change the screen, we have an input and an output mode. Just go ahead and press enter, and you'll go back to the question, and then you can press Control-L to clear your output, and you can play around with that.
All right. So one engineering challenge. One engineering challenge with running an AI locally is heat. So to mitigate this, we installed a dedicated cooling fan that prevents thermal throttling and keeps the Pi running at stable temperatures, even during long study sessions for students. So every choice here was intentional, portable enough to go from school to home, fully offline, keyboard first, so students can do real problem solving, and a math-friendly interface built in for STEM work. So under the hood, we use a lightweight open source language model that's preloaded on the device. The pipeline is straightforward. The model lives locally, inference runs locally, and the student gets an instant response. No cloud latency, no network dependency, just fast, transparent, open source AI.
Moving forward, we're focused on optimizing inference speed, improving battery integration, and refining the display and keyboard experience to make Pocket Buddy even more practical for everyday student use. Pocket Buddy is a reliable offline AI learning support built for students who need it most. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ryan Simpson. I'm Tom Sonda. I'm Parsley Gasemi. And we're Team Casebridge. We're an AI that is meant to empower social workers. Our goal is 1 interview, unlimited applications, and 0 data leaks in the process. So the problem social workers face is that 65% of social workers' time goes to paperwork. But in the regular day schedule, they have about a 45-minute intake per client, going through different programs and applications, and they have to fill each of these forms out by hand, and repeat this 15 to 20 times a day per client. This costs eligible families to sometimes miss programs, clients to wait weeks for help, and 40% of annual caseworkers often leave their jobs due to stress.
All right, so what exactly does CaseBridge do? So we have 3 steps. First is the interview, where the caseworker describes the client's situation and the AI asks smart follow-ups. The next is the screening, where it checks the eligibility using consistent rules where the same input always gives the same output answer. And last is the generating, where it produces filled applications, PDFs, for every qualifying program, and it's as simple as just printing and submitting. Our CaseBridge does cover over 140 plus languages to be more inclusive of every individual. We run entirely on your computer, so it is safer. And then we have unlimited programs, but just for today, we're gonna focus on 5 demos.
So we're gonna do the demo. Right now, our website is fully live. If you guys go to casebridge.live, you guys can see the demo. Obviously, it's not fully ready for production, but it works for a good view for you guys. This is the main page. This is where the caseworker would be able to kind of interact with the interface. They can start a new case. For today, this is the LLM or AI we're using. Our application uses 6 different agents, so it's a whole pipeline. It starts from the intake, so it kind of interview with an LLM. The caseworker can kind of just type out every information the client gives you, or you can also use the microphone option and kind of record the whole conversation, and it would extract all the information needed from name, address, and everything needed, and fill out applications for you and check the eligibility. So agents are the intake agent, we have a risk agent, profile, research, eligibility, and the packets. We have, a second. So this is the LLM. It's powered by Gemma by Google. It's fully open source and runs locally. Let's say it starts with the name of the client. I'll just put John Doe. Date of birth. Basically, you can kind of input the information and it starts filling out the application. What's next? We have one. I'm just filling out really fast so I can skip through this. Okay. I'm gonna skip this. Basically, our agents is able to get the data from our caseworker, fill out the applications. For now, the five programs we had kind of ready for a demo was CalFresh. We had we had Medi-Cal, and the 5 major programs in California. You can fill out the legal forms, and you can download it and email it to the Department of Social Services. Next slide. We can go here. So the backbones of this application is powered by Google's Gemma 4. It's the latest open source AI model released in April this month. It runs fully local, so privacy is not the issue. It supports 140 languages, and it's fully free. We don't pay subscription. We don't pay for anything. It's mainly, you just download the application, and the caseworker can be able to use it as much as they want. So the privacy was a really important thing for us, since they're gonna be talking to a lot of people who are in need, and they don't want this data to be leaked. So it's fully local. That's really the emphasis. And we have no connection to any open source, any API keys, any AI dependencies in the code base.
All right, due to time constraints, we'll just go pretty fast and just show that usually manually it does go 45 minutes it takes for a social worker for their work, whereas ours goes on an average of 4 minutes and 32 seconds, which saves 90% of their time, where they can help the person even more. Yeah, and just time, and that should be all for our presentation. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Labiba.
My name is Miet.
And I'm Dalen. Imagine walking into a restaurant and not being able to order food, asking for help and not being understood, or sitting in class unable to ask a question. This is everyday life for 70 million nonverbal and deaf individuals who rely on sign language as their primary form of communication. Less than 1% of hearing people understand sign language. The world isn't designed for nonverbal communication. Hi everyone, we are team Voice in Hand, and this is SignBridge, an AI-powered real-time sign language interpreter designed to break communication barriers and give everyone a voice. SignBridge uses computer vision and AI to detect hand gestures, interpret meaning, and convert them into natural human speech instantly. At the same time, when a hearing person speaks, SignBridge converts speech into real-time subtitles for the user. This creates seamless two-way communication.
What makes us different is that we enable real conversation, sign language to voice, speech to real-time subtitles, AI prediction, and then emotion awareness voice, human-like voice. And while most existing solutions only translate letters or provide one-way communication, SignBridge enables natural, real-time, two-way communication.
All right, so SignBridge uses a real-time multimodal AI pipeline. So the media pipeline tracks like a 21 hands landmark and with a 30 frame per second. And then our model trained on like 27,000 images and classified gestures. I have a whole file in my laptop. And then there's the cloud AI just like predict the full words and then the whole sentence for it. And then finally, text to speech, it converts the result into the natural voice output. And then it all happening under like a couple seconds. So there's gonna be a demo video we created, and then we can show you how it really goes.
Okay. It's okay. Though, like, as it signs, the audio would come with it, so that'd be kind of. It is. Do you want to show it? Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Sorry. And then go ahead.
All right. So what you just saw right now, just running on the laptop, right? So like everyone will be like thinking like, oh, you gotta carry the whole laptop with you by yourself, but it's gonna be no. So we're gonna be using the meta glasses in the future for cause it already has like a built-in camera and a speaker as well. So like what we have to do is we have to like integrate the software in the meta glasses, and it kind of like read the hand signature by the glasses like cameras, and then you kind of tell the voice by the speaker. So it is a really good concept for the future. And I think like people can just like walk around with the glasses, not carrying the whole laptop by itself.
Again. So for our user adoption strategy, so we're going to start with schools, hospital, workplaces, and customer service. And why this works is that these environments are high impact environments where we have clear accessibility needs and fast adoption potential. And then for the market opportunity, so the opportunity is massive with 466 million potential users worldwide, and the assistive technology market is projected to reach about 14.5 billion by 2026. And with the growing demand and limited real-time solutions, SignBridge represents a blue ocean opportunity. And so for our business model, we would have different plans. So for our free plan, we would have a core ASL interpretation with 50 signs per day. And for our pro, we would have $9.99 per month with unlimited signs, custom vocabulary, and voice selection. And then for the enterprise, we'll have like hospitals, schools, government for a custom pricing. And our go-to market strategy is that we're going to start with schools and hospitals, expand to the workplace and consumer, and then hopefully scale to a global accessibility platform. And yeah, and SignBridge evolves, and with AI is changing how we work, learn, and communicate, but millions are still left out of the conversation. So SignBridge changes that. By enabling real-time two-way communication, we create accessibility for everyone. We're not just building AI, we're giving people a voice. Thank you.
Bye. Hello. We are going to start with the Avanade category. So the Avanade category, all the students, if you could please stand all the way there, the three groups that presented, and then we're going to announce the third, second, and first place. So if you could please, all the Avanade, we have the Career Copilot team, Higher Path, and Wellby. So again, it's Career Copilot team, Higher Path, and Wellby. If you could just stand up on the wall, and then I'll call the third place, the second, and the first. So so you can be ready, please. If you can just be ready there. So we have Career Copilot, Higher Path, and Wellby. You want to call your fan? So drumline, the third place goes to, from the Avanade category again, to Wellby. So where is Wellby? Oh, yes. So we're just gonna take a picture with the check. we got fake checks, so you have this for the. So you wanna hold it for the picture?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. The second place. Okay. The second place goes to Higher Path. Higher Path. A second, yeah. So are you the only one?
Everyone has a life except me.
Everyone has
You deserve that prize for that.
And the first place is for Career Copilot, obviously. Okay.
Can you take this home with me? Or?
Yes, we will
Should.
take
That's,
work with it.
don't cash it.
Yeah.
Take care of more selfies. You want to see fit that in the ATM?
Yeah. You take the pictures because we're gonna, yeah.
You should probably do the photograph thing, right? Yeah.
So that's the first place, yes. So, in the meantime, if you could please stand up all the creative category there, and then we will call the places.
Do we get to keep this?
No, I wish, right? I wish.
I'm
Maybe the
gonna hang
last
it on
one.
my wall. It's going on my wall.
That's a good idea. We should do that. I like that idea. Yeah, maybe I can, if you stick around, I mean, I wish we can give that. Okay, so the creative category is there, right? Creative, all creative? Yes, all creative? Okay, so the creative category, the third place for creative category is Case Bridge. Case Bridge. So, third place. Yeah, we can just take the pictures. I'll take the picture. Okay, the category. Thank you. Oh, we need to check back. We're reusing the checks. The second place is Pocket Buddy. And we are reusing the checks. Sorry about that. Bring it back. And creative category, yes. Congratulations. And the first place, obviously, is for the creative category is voice and hand. The first place, and this was also sponsored by Avanade. The Avanade people sponsor the creative category.
He's coming back.
Yeah, because that was also Avanade, so.
You better get your checkbook out.
I did not know that.
It's so much paperwork.
It's
Yeah.
card cost. It's okay. It's just a card.
Yeah.
You're gonna need one. He's taking on.
They should have something. Award.
Yeah.
Presentation. Yeah. Can we add the screen as an award?
Oh, yes.
Background.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. Great job. Yes. He's my student. I'm very happy. Yeah. Inside association, please, everyone. Inside association. Inside association. Inside association, you're still with us all the, yeah.
And so UFON is too, but.
Yeah, yeah. We should take pictures of them. Yeah. Can you? What happened? Who turned it off?
Oh, that would be wonderful. Absolutely.
Do you know how to? Because the screen is on. Oh yeah, we put the hackathon. Oh my gosh, the computer is here. We don't have.
15 minutes more.
All my meetings just got.
Oh, that's why. The mouse is stuck.
The boss told me, I said, oh, you know what, can we just do it in the morning? You know, no, today, and so like, I didn't get to sit in that meeting. But it was on Teams, like, sending messages, you know, when you're in Teams, everyone's chatting at the same time. When we give the checks.
Okay, so this was the third place,
No,
right?
I'm gonna need it for, with the picture.
Yeah, the third place for Inside Association is J Share. J Share. The second place is for, and we are welcome to stay for more pictures.
He's a board member for Oh, you have to really make it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now I know. The second place is 42J. 42J.
Yeah, strong class.
And the and the first place is Tuxedo. Congratulations, Tuxedo.
First place one. It's right from you, that one.
Yeah, that's first place. Okay, nice. So let's move on to ISACA, please. ISACA, everyone who participated in ISACA. ISACA Orange County.
You can unlock it, right? You don't need
Okay, good job. Congrats. Congrats. ISACA. Okay, so the third place for ISACA goes to No Fishing. No Fishing, third place. Congratulations. And are you taking the picture too? Oh, please, you gotta all share with it. Yeah, just share. And the second place goes to Scam Shield. Scam Shield. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's go forward. So perfect. 1, 2, 3. More. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Congratulations.
And the first place, ISACA Fish Busters. Good job. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations, everybody. Great. Wonderful job. Yes, I'm glad. And the last category is New Smart Living, please. New Smart Living. There are 2 teams only there. So there is only first and second. AYTM and New Smart Living, yes. So let's go with the second place, and then you know who wants the second place is Vibe Coders. Vibe Coders.
Let me represent the
AYTM.
You want to stand on the side or middle? Or? Yeah, you stand in the middle. You stand in the middle. Where are you going?
And the last team winning is the first place for Cloud Code Crew. Cloud Code Crew. Thank you so much, everyone. We're very proud. We had an amazing hackathon. Thank you.